more. It's Mitch and Mike's voiceover journey. Who am I? I'm Mike. That's Mitch.
Hi.
And with us, we have Liana, let me get this right, Bdéwi.
That's it.
Yay. Bdéwi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome to the show. Found out Liana is a good friend of Mitch's from the Tada voice family. So,
Yes.
and from what I hear, pretty prolific voice actor. So can't wait to hear your story, especially because this is the first time I'm meeting you, and I know nothing.
I know literally nothing.
So because you are more familiar, man, I'm going to let you start off with the questioning and us getting to know Liana.
It's Liana.
I froze him.
Right?
I broke him.
Yeah. Oh no, I think he's there. Yeah.
I'm here. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi.
Hello.
I don't know how to do this, Mike. Just pass the mic, and it's so
All right.
weird. No, I'm just kidding. So
I did break him, see?
we did. Yes. Okay. This is a great start. This is the weirdest start. Awkward starts to the podcast.
It's up there, I would call it. Yeah.
But I'm so pumped that you're here because it's sometimes you find out people exist before they find out you exist in this industry because they're doing so much or they're in a tada, say, and you hear their voice a lot or you hear about them a lot. Well, I finally got to meet you in Toronto.
Yes,
and it was
so
like,
great.
it felt like meeting a star almost. Because Liana is prolific, like Mike said, in the sense that we get to hear about a lot of her wins, even. How does that make you feel when you get your name brought up all the time? Is it awkward? Is it exciting?
Sometimes I feel awkward, not gonna lie. Yeah, because sometimes I go, oh yeah, that thing. Right. Because sometimes the session is real hard, and I said, that was a tough one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for all those that kind intro. I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah. You're welcome. I tried to make it as awkward as possible. That's just my
that's
jam.
what we do. Yeah.
Mhm.
We don't like our guests to be comfortable.
No.
So, what is it that you're prolific in? I mean, what's your genre of choice, or are you just kind of a smorgasbord of wonderful things that come out of your mouth?
A little bit of a smorgasbord. I started in commercial, and then I got my foot into animation. I want to say like 2018, 2019 maybe. And then it just kind of snowballed over the pandemic with animation, mostly in Canada. And now I'm in LA. So I I
we
moved
get
out
to hear that
LA.
journey.
Yeah. But I kind of do everything. I've done the broadcast side, non-broadcast. I just started getting into audiobooks. So it's just kind of like whatever work comes my way, and if it feels right and the project's cool, like I'm going to take it.
You don't even look scared. That's somehow I hear audiobooks, I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just think of talking for that long, and it's hard enough. We sit in this booth for an hour and 15 minutes doing interviews, and we're not talking the entire time. I can't imagine just going.
Oh, it's definitely vocally taxing.
Yeah.
But it is, I was saying this to Mitch earlier, it's way better when you have a director for audiobooks. If you have a director, they can help you with any questions that come up, with any word pronunciations you're not sure of, with all that like extra kind of work that you would do. All you got to do is just show up and you just read, and that's it. And
So how does that work with a director for an audiobook? Because I understand like a commercial, and you're in the room, you're on Source Connect or whatever it is, and you're in there for half an hour, and they're giving you. Audiobook is like, are they in there the entire time you're reading the chapter and listening to you and going, okay, stop right there. I need you to say that word with a little more inflection and feeling.
Directors sound like that, Mike.
Yeah, they all do.
Okay.
They're all pompous assholes. No, they're not.
To the couple directors that definitely
I'm
have
sure we
that
all
vibe.
have, yeah.
Yeah. I would say well, the director is for a fiction book that has dialogue, they're really good at making sure that your
Yeah.
voices are consistent for all the characters. So sometimes you'll read and the director will go, wait a minute, can you read that again? That didn't sound like the character that we had set. And then I did a nonfiction with a director recently, and it was a very heavy autobiographical kind of book. And she was recounting a lot of, war and very heavy, heavy topics. So there would be certain parts where the director's like, let's take it back. Let's really like feel this moment in time, how the writer is recounting something that they experienced. It was clearly a very heavy day, a heavy experience. Let's feel that in the read. So yeah,
That's
definitely
nice.
good to have a director. And also for pacing. I'm a fast talker. And so sometimes I'll get into the booth and I'm just, and they're like, hey girl, slow down.
They actually want to hear what you're saying
Yeah.
in the book. Yeah.
So no, you
sometimes
were
people are so
you were saying
slow.
you've done audiobooks with where you're doing different characters in the book in a fictional book. So I know how difficult that is, having heard men in masculine voices reading and then having to do the ladies and get that, female quality. How is it on the flip side where you're, someone of the female persuasion and you're reading and then there's this gruff guy that, does whatever and you have to kind of throw that manly vox on?
It was a lot of vocal fry to get there. I've only done one fiction book so far. It was in January, and it was called The Book Tour, and it was a kind of like a steamy romance novel situation. And so there was
you got
there
to
was
talk
a-
dirty to yourself.
pretty much, yeah.
Weird.
And it was like, the main character kind of sounded like me, and then the guy was kind of down here, and he was a bit more, sensual sounding, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much what you would do if you were reading it to, your aunt.
Yeah. to kind of help her visualize.
Yeah, as you want
The
your
character.
Is that wrong, Mike? Would you not read those things to your
you know
family?
what? I hope she doesn't listen or she's not listening. My mother reads, smut fiction.
I love that about
It
Miss
just
Pelody.
it makes my granddaughters or makes my daughters cringe. Her granddaughters like, oh, grandma recommended this book and I read it and then she and no, I can't picture grandma reading it. So
My gosh, that's
Yeah.
so cool.
It's funny.
yeah.
I love that. I feel like we did get a little ahead of ourselves, but I am happy to hear about that. Just being directed, as we talked about, is one of the coolest things. You don't have to, it's less thinking. You do the thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then someone else decides whether it's good or not. That's,
Yeah. Can they
um,
help you uncover parts of your voice in the
Yeah.
session, in the moment that maybe you didn't think about, or a
Yeah.
direction that you didn't think about going in? And they're like, what about this? And you're like, great. I didn't think of it. Thank you for the recommendation. I'm going to take it.
yeah, I literally need a tiny person on my shoulder at all times to help me with that. But there
why
wasn't.
can't they be in every audition and every?
I know.
Yeah, we all haven't always been there, right? There's been a time where maybe you just started out, or maybe you were in theater, or maybe you were in choir. How did you get here?
Or all three.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was a theater kid, and so I did theater all throughout high school, and then I did a classical theater program in Cégep in Montreal, which is kind of like a pre-university college situation that only exists in Quebec. And I did that. So I did 3 years of classical theater training where we did a lot of Shakespeare and Chekhov and all that kind of fun stuff. And then I got into musical theater school in Toronto. And I did that for 2 years. It was like a 2-year intensive. And so then I was like, great, I have like my foundational classical training. And now I have my, foundational musical theater training where I learned how to read music properly for the first time and to dance. I wouldn't consider myself a dancer by any stretch, but I had to do.
You can do it.
The tap, the ballet, the jazz, all of that stuff was
Whoa.
the requirement. And after I got out of theater school, I was like, great, the world is my oyster. I'm so excited. I have all of this training. I'm going to get an agent, no problem. I'm in Toronto, the city of dreams. And so I I leave school and I submit to so many agencies for like, film and TV agents, and I get no responses. And I was like, okay, this is a little bit discouraging. I have my friends getting agents, I'm not. And so I was like, okay, I need to like pivot. I need to do something. So I had a teacher in school who was like, you should just look into voiceover at some point, because I speak 3 languages fluently, and then I also speak a couple languages conversationally, and I was doing a lot of accent work and stuff like that when I was in theater school. And so I was like, okay, sure. So I took a class with at Kim Herden's studio in Toronto. It was with a teacher, an actress named Carolee Larson, and she was my first voiceover teacher, and she was wonderful. And I did like an intro to VO, and I walked into the studio, I did the class, we read a bunch of commercial copy, and I didn't think I was like gonna like commercial copy. I was like, I'm a theater actor, I want to do animation. So I read the commercial copy and I was like, I'm getting good feedback. The teacher likes me. I'm there's some positivity that's flowing. I like this. And I left the class and I was on the streetcar going home, and I was like, I think I need to pursue this. I think I need to look into this more, because I haven't had this much positive feedback from the theater world or the film world. So I was getting so many rejections left, right, and center that I was like, okay, I need to like go in this direction. And so I took a couple more classes, and then I would say about like 7 months after I graduated, I cut my first commercial demo with Kim Herden. So she had like I booked a session with her. She made my demo, and she was like, you're going to be great. You speak English, you speak French, like you're going to get an agent, no problem. And then I submitted to kind of the same agencies that I was aware of at the time, that were film and TV agents that had voiceover departments. And again, it was crickets. And I was like, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. And then my parents are like getting concerned, because they're like, well, you did all this schooling, you don't have a degree. So if you don't,
what are you going to do with your life now?
Yeah.
Right.
If you don't figure out what you're doing, then you need to go back to university. And go back. I've never been to university. They were like, you need to go and get a degree.
My
and so
gosh.
I was very, very determined
I would
to
have nightmares.
make it work.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Very determined to make it work. And so I emailed Kim, and I was like, hey, I'm having a lot of trouble getting representation. Do you have any recommendations of agencies that I should be looking at? And when you're in theater school, they never talk about voiceover. It's not something that is necessarily focused on. They don't really discuss the voiceover world, that we know as the voiceover world. It's just kind of like this ambiguous thing. And so she was like, yeah, there's this agency. There's 2 agencies in Toronto. There's Tada VoiceWorks and there's P&A. And they're non-union voice agencies. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that was an option. So I emailed Tada. I think I'd emailed both, but I got a response from Tada, and she was like, great, let's have a meeting. And I remember, and I had this conversation with Tanya recently, because I've been with her now for 11 years, which is crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so I was remembering, I was like, I walked into her office and she sat me down. We had a discussion, and she was like, I think you have a lot of potential, but go home and think about it. I don't want you to feel pressured or anything. And at the time she was like, what do you do for work? Like, how do you make money? And I said, well, I'm working like catering and serving and back of house, like any, hospitality job you could think of I was doing. And she was like, great, don't quit your day job. And I said, okay. And she was like, don't quit your day job. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to send you auditions. And then she kind of like walked me through the process of like setting up a home studio and like, maybe trying getting on some of the platforms like the Voice 123 and the voices.com before all the voices.com drama. And so that was kind of like my first introduction to voice. And I was kind of like, okay, that's cool. And then I think pretty soon after I signed with them, it was like March of 2015, I think, I went to VO Atlanta that same year. Oh. And I was super green. I think I was like 23. And my mom was like, "You're not going to this conference by yourself." And so my mom came with me. And so it was like a
that's
mother-daughter trip to this voiceover conference.
Did she do the whole take you around the? This is my daughter.
Yeah.
She's so wonderful. You need to
She's-
hire her.
Yeah. Listen to her voice. Go ahead, use your voice.
Go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead, Liana.
Show him.
Talk. Go ahead. Talk.
if my
Show him your
mother had-
beautiful voice, honey.
If
Mom,
my mother
shut
had
up.
that
I'm
accent,
going to.
I would die. No, but it was great. And when we were at VO Atlanta, it was still when it was quite popular, but it wasn't as like insane as it is now, where there's like, hundreds of attendees. I think there was
We were there this year. Wow.
I'm sure it was insane, right?
Yeah,
Like
pretty much.
a huge turnout. And so when I went at that point, there was maybe 200 people, 250 at most. And so I remember I had received so much generosity from people. I remember I was just kind of like milling about, and David Rosenthal from Global Voice Acting Academy was there, and he was like, "Hey," and we started chatting, and he's like, "Do you have a demo?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Great, let me listen." Okay. And then he gave me like free feedback immediately, and I was like, wow, I've never been in a community of people that are so willing with their time and so generous. And so I was like, I gotta stick with this. I gotta really focus on this, because I wasn't getting it in the theater world or even the film world. I didn't even break into the film world. And so I was like, I like this community. And so from that conference, I ended up winning 2 raffle prizes. I won one, and then my mother won her ticket. But she gave it to me because she's like, "What am I going to do with this?"
Yeah.
So
Maybe I should start a VO career, just like you, honey.
I mean,
She
she might. She still might.
Hey,
could
you
have.
could teach her.
Yeah. I mean, I've offered. But anyway, I have so we both of our tickets won, and one of them was RIP Brad Venable. I don't know if you guys knew who he was. He was an amazing coach for animation and video game. And there was a one-on-one coaching with him. So that was one of the prizes. But the second prize was a commercial demo by Mark Grau. And I was
What?
like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, what
Did you
is
know him at that point, or was that like I got no idea this is?
no idea who this person was, and I was just like, oh my god, I get a commercial demo. That's crazy.
So
And
I've met Mark, but I haven't worked with them. What was that like? Because that had to be a whirlwind.
Surreal. First of all, you walk into the studio, you're like, has photos with every famous person on the wall.
Built
Mhm.
it.
I have pictures of myself going like, like in the studio. And I remember he had sent copy, and then I looked through everything and I picked my spots, but he was so fast. I'd never worked with somebody who was so quick at giving direction, so concise. And it was like, boom, 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 30 minutes in and out. Like,
Wow.
it was such a fast session. And he was like, great job, thank you. Because I didn't want to do the session remotely. I didn't want to do it from Toronto. I was going to LA the following year for a wedding. And I was like, you know what? When I'm in LA, why don't I go to your studio? I'll go in person and I'll do it, because like this is a pretty big deal. I want to be in person.
I did
yeah.
the same. I did the same with David Rosenthal. Yeah.
I did remotely with David Rosenthal, but in an actual studio. So,
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so that's that was that. And then at the same time that voiceover was kind of getting heated, I was very desperate for a theater job. And I saw a casting call for a Golden Girls puppet show.
what?
So I like. you
Please
have
tell
to-
me you have footage.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Or the
do.
puppet.
I
Oh.
do of everything. And so
Yes.
I had an audition for I had submitted for a Golden Girls puppet show, and they said, puppetry experience not necessary. We want people who can like do the like an essence of the impression. They didn't want something that was too caricaturish. They wanted an essence. And so I was
Mhm.
like, okay. So I auditioned for Blanche and for Sophia. And they were like, great, we loved it. Thank you so much. Did the monologue. And then they were like, great, here's a puppet. And I was like, oh, damn. Okay. And so they gave me this puppet. I've never touched a puppet in my life. And they were like, now do your monologue for the audition that you've prepared with this puppet. Completely bombed. So horrible. Left the room. Thank you very much. Never going to book that. So walk out the door. I I've become content with my decision. I'm like, I'm gonna focus on voiceover. Everything's gonna be fine.
I'll never be a puppeteer.
I'll never be a puppeteer.
I'm never gonna have my hands up a piece of fabric again in my entire life.
We make that joke way too often.
Yeah.
So I get home and like a few days later, I get an email from the producer being like, hey, we really loved your Sophia. He goes, I liked your Sophia a lot. I'd really love to call you back. Could you please practice with a sock puppet? Like, please practice just like syncing your hand to your speech. That's it. And I was like, okay. So I went to the dollar store, got a bunch of materials, made a sock puppet, practiced like a lunatic, went to do the callback, and then they hired me. And I was like,
what?
Great.
Do you have this puppet? What does this
And can
puppet
we hear
look
your
like?
Sophia?
Yeah, Blanche. Right?
No, she got hired for
Sophia.
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 I got
Okay,
hired for
okay.
Sophia.
Gotcha.
It was a lot of picture it, Sicily, 1989. No? 1972. I was walking and I was talking and I was trying to see where was my daughter. Yeah, so puppetry and voiceover kind of started to grow at the same time in my career, which was two things that I never thought I would do. So voiceover was kind of like an idea. Puppetry was never in the cards. And so we did that show on and off for 3.5 years. And we did a cross Canada tour driving. That was something. To like sold out houses for a puppet show. This is
Wow.
insane.
About the Golden Girls.
Yeah. And then we did an Ontario tour as well. And then if it wasn't for the pandemic, I know my producer was potentially talking about an American tour, which would have been so fun.
Wow.
But pandemic happened. So
Yeah, it kind of
And
did.
you just can't restart that engine? Like, I don't...
booking shows and booking theaters when you're just kind of like an indie theater company is really hard. And they usually give you like the worst months of the year. Like we did our tour in February. So we drove across country when it was like negative 40 Celsius. It was just too cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross.
So that's kind of where the journey kind of started, began, grew. And then kind of from there, I was doing a lot of kids puppet shows with the same company. I also did Avenue Q with that company multiple times. And so kind of was doing those puppet shows in tandem with the voiceover work and odds and ends projects here and there. Some puppetry for like film. I've done a couple of like kids kind of shows and things like that. And then about a year and a half ago, I was like, I need to revisit something that I've had on the back burner, which is a visa to come to the States. And so I revisited that. And I was like, I think it's time to take this step. And so yeah, got the visa. It was a grueling month-long process of putting together a portfolio and getting everything ready. And then it got approved, and then I moved last September.
Do they actually
now
make
you're
you
in
take
LA.
a test? Or is that to be a citizen?
I think that's to be a citizen.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to
This is
skip
like
that question.
a specialized worker visa. So it's actually
Yes.
called the Extraordinary Alien visa.
You are an extraordinary alien.
Alien.
Yeah,
That's-
you and Alan Tudyk. Awesome. So what kind of effect did going from Toronto to LA have on your career?
So far it's been slow. I would be lying if I said it wasn't. Obviously being in the beautiful weather, being kind of in the city has been interesting and different. Obviously I have access to like go to meetups and go to things and try to go into the studio with some companies. But just with everything that's happening in the industry and with AI, a lot of things have been shifting. So it's been slow. But again, it's kind of like I kind of take opportunities as they come. I try not to say no to anything, especially if it might lead to other projects. So back in January, the author of the fiction book I was talking about reached out to me, and she was like, hey, I'm looking for a narrator for my book. I'm Armenian. You're Armenian. I would love for you to read my book. And I was like, okay. So I sent in an audition, and it all worked out, and they were recording because I was in LA. They're like, hey, we have a studio up in North Hollywood if you want to come in person. I was like, yes, I will.
Sounds terrible. Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to
why
stay
would
at
I
home.
do
Yeah.
I was like, please let me come in person. This is why I moved here. So,
Mhm.
so that's been great. So yeah, I would say it just takes it takes time to kind of like get to know the people that are here and the other actors that are here as well. So it just takes a lot of time to like get the ball rolling. So it's just been a bit of a slow go, but I'm sure it will pick up. I'm not too concerned.
Me neither.
Good. Yeah.
Just
I'm sure
based
it'll-
on
I'm sure it'll
knowing
pick
you.
up.
From what
Yeah.
I hear about you, yeah, it will happen.
Well,
So just out of curiosity, I don't need we don't want exact addresses because we don't want anybody to come find you. But being from LA, where are you living now? What area?
You'll love this. I'm downtown.
Downtown LA?
I'm in the arts district.
Oh, all right. Okay, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm in the arts district, so it's like it's not right center downtown. And I mean the only reason why we're here is because my roommates and I got a rent deal. So we got a great building. Location is but it's good, I mean I'm at home. So
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
That's cool. Are you
It's
finding
good to be in a position where you can do that kind of thing and
Yeah.
I'm gonna move to LA and live in a high-rise apartment in downtown with a roommate and try to do the thing
and do this
So-
and make a PVC booth. I made this
in
when
your
I-
apartment. Yeah.
in my room, and I had only
Crazy.
seen it online for years, and I was like, well, guess I'm making a PVC booth with moving blankets.
Mm-hmm.
What
And it does the
dimensions
job.
did you decide on?
3x6.
Okay.
No, 3x6 or 2x5. One of the two.
But you have enough. You can do some
Yeah, it's
some of this
long.
stuff. Okay. It's
Yeah.
nice and long. Very
It's
good.
nice and it's long. It's tall. It's
It's
everything.
tall. It's got all you need. Are you finding the community out there as pleasant as when you went to VOA that first time? Is that still same feel, or is it?
Yeah, I would say yes. I think it's there's definitely I've experienced kind of two camps of voiceover communities. You have one camp that's kind of like very agent focused. And a lot of times they're also union members. And then you kind of have the other camp that are also freelancers. So there's kind of a different vibe from both groups.
Okay.
Where if you're with like more of the freelancer crowd, it's like people are more like a small business minded, I guess. Whereas if you're mostly focused, and I see this even with some of my actor friends who are, all their work just comes from, let's say, their one agent. So it's like that's a different kind of mentality in how you approach the business. Whereas if you're a freelancer and you do have agents, but you also have your own clients, it's a totally different like mentality and kind of arena to play in.
That makes sense. Meeting both, knowing both. I would. It'd be so nice to just be like, all right, just whenever you get a job, I'll be here, petting my
Call me.
cats or tending my garden or whatever
Yeah.
the heck's going on. But also, I love the collaborative. These people are scraping by or trying to build something. Even me and Mike feel this way sometimes with the pod and with his writing and everything. It's this awesome collaboration between people who just like can't not create. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yes.
That part is amazing, and it's what I've been like. I missed for half my life or something like that. Like just awesome to hang out with really creative people.
And that's where we've talked about it many times on the podcast about community and about the VO community specifically and how you can go to these conventions and fit in and everything and have those groups of people, and whether you meet with them virtually or whether you're able to meet with them in person, it's great. And I would think like in LA, and if you haven't already, I'm sure there's opportunities. There's a wealth of creatives in all genres, in all creative mediums, from film to television to writers to stage and all of that, where you have the option to not just focus on the VO community. You can you can gather up with people of all different kinds of creativity and just develop a community out there. So
What's the puppet
hopefully you're
scene
taking
like?
advantage of that.
Well, yeah.
I do go to some of the voiceover meetups, which have been awesome. And I was saying to Mitch before, like, I've been in the industry for like 11 years, and I feel like I kind of know the gist of the people. Like, I see faces and names and stuff. And I went to this meetup, and there was like over 200 people that came in and out of this bar. And I was like, I knew like maybe two. And everybody else was like new faces, which was great. I was like, there's so many more people that I have to get to know. I live with two producers, so they're in the film industry. So I hear it from them from a different side of things, which is very interesting. And then I'm also part of the LA Puppetry Guild, and they do like monthly meetups in the park, and they have like events and stuff like that. So the puppet people are great. I love them.
Puppet people. We've had a few on the show. They're a different breed.
Different breed for sure.
Weirdly enough, I think you're probably the fourth puppeteer we've had on the show.
There's a lot of crossover. There's a lot of there's puppeteers I know that get into VO after the fact, and then there's voice actors that are like me, like theater performers, and then it's like, oh, we also just found puppetry.
Yeah. Well, we had Nate Beagle on probably 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I've been on his roster for a while, and invited him on, and then he started talking about being on Sesame Street. I'm like, holy heck! Wait,
that's my
what?
dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, puppetry is seems like it would be a lot of fun, but very, very taxing on your shoulders.
Yes. When I was doing it consistently for like, I want to say 4 years almost, my body was broken. Because for stage, it's a little bit different, the muscles that you use for stage. I liken it a little bit to like dancing, where like couples dancing, like with tango, I guess, where it's like you have the stiff positioning. So it's like your one hand is holding the puppet, and you always have to kind of keep a sense of stiffness. Like the Golden Girls show we did, there's no real movement in the show. It's just a play. And so the puppets are not doing too much movement. Whereas if you're doing a musical, then the puppets are moving a bit more. You have a bit of freedom. But it's like you get really overdeveloped on one side, and then your back gets really overdeveloped on the other side. And so you're a little lopsided for a while. And then doing it for film, sometimes they put you on this like skateboard type of thing with wheels or gliders, so that
it looks like they're moving through the city,
you could just like move on it, or or if it's a kind of a low budget thing, you're just hiding under tables and squishing, contorting your body, and just like so one hand up.
It somehow, after watching so many puppet things, being a big fan of the Labyrinth, I didn't think at all about what this took. I mean, every time I hear about it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's way harder than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually for film, for stuff like Fraggle and Labyrinth and all those really popular TV shows and movies, that actually is all just shoulder strength. Just this one muscle right here is doing all the work of lifting this 1 pound puppet. Because you got to do like a full take, right? So you have to have the stamina for the take, and then everybody just, the minute it cuts, everyone's arms just drop.
Yeah, I love to watch like behind the scenes stuff, and so over the course of time, I've watched a lot of stuff on documentaries and stuff on like Jim Henson and all of that, and you see all that behind the scenes stuff, and you see them filming something, and just the extreme, like straight up in the air stuff. And it's painful to even watch.
Yeah, because you can't have your head in the shot.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to really
go way up,
reach. Yeah, and they lift all the sets and stuff too. So like, so that there's that. But yeah, it's definitely, and then it's like for everyone's different heights, and that changes things too.
Yeah, you don't look like a very tall person.
I'm like 5'4", 5'5" on a good day.
Okay, so yeah, mid-range there. Did you find yourself standing on a lot of boxes to try to match the height of some other?
So far, all the stuff I've done for theater, it doesn't matter. I've done like tabletop puppetry, which is its own beast for sure,
Uh-huh.
where you'll have all the puppets are sometimes they're quite big, and so you act on top of a table, so everything is a little bit lifted too.
Hmm.
So we had done this show where there was a bunch of animal puppets, and they were huge. They were big, big puppets over on tabletop. So that's like a full body experience.
Okay.
Then when everything I've done for film has been more like the puppet sitting on a couch or hiding behind the couch, or like I did this one show called Fabulous Show with Faye and Fluffy, and it's a drag queen story time show for kids, and we were puppets on a shelf, and so there was like a hole in the wall. There was like a hole on like the shelf, and we would just slip our hand in, and the puppet would be sitting on the shelf.
Yeah.
So we would be behind a wall, and we'd have a monitor, and so sometimes we would be like super contorted, kind of like this, puppets here. And then
Yeah.
you're looking at the monitor here, and you're trying to, and the monitor's backwards. So it's a real mind fuck sometimes.
Things we do for art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. Good on
So
you.
let's.
It just
yeah.
makes me want to go see one now. I hope you do come. Oh wait, you live here now. I hope you come to Detroit with one of your shows.
Well, I'd love to get more into doing more puppetry theater stuff in the States. So again, that's just like the puppetry community is very small. So
Well, you're in LA. Find what Jason Segel loves puppets, so maybe
I
you
know.
can latch
Find
on with him and
Jason
do the next
Segel.
Muppet movie.
Hello,
and you'll
Jason.
run up to him
He's
and
the
go, "I
coolest."
love puppets." Yeah.
Like, yeah, get in line.
I loved
Right.
sorry, tangent. I'm king of tangents. I loved the story of like Forgetting Sarah Marshall, the movie
Yes,
he was in.
I loved
And
that
he
part.
did the vampire puppet show.
Dracula.
Yeah, that wasn't like fiction. That was actually he did write a vampire puppet musical, and so that like that
My
song
God.
he does at the end is actually something that they didn't write for the movie. That was like his
I need
baby.
to find that now.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
fun.
that
Watch,
clip
yeah,
from that
find,
movie.
yeah, find some interviews with Jason Segel. Just Google Jason Segel puppetry, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and I'm sure you'll find the story of him
Great.
talking about it. But
So wild.
yeah, love that guy. But anyway, we're here to talk about you, not Jason Segel. Maybe someday we'll get big enough, we'll have him on the
He's
show.
on
Right now,
2 weeks from now. Yeah.
yeah. So getting back to to voiceover stuff. So commercial took you wanted to do animation. You kind of saw commercial take off a little bit, but you have been able to do some animation. You said you've been able to do some shows there in Canada. So why don't you talk about some of the fun things that you did while you were in Canada, and some of the things that maybe some of our northern friends can see you in or hear you in.
I did it. Well, Mitch had mentioned one, Lana Longbeard, is probably the one I feel like that has taken off the most in like a broadcast sense. I did another show called Sonia from Toastville, which did numbers on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah. And that was fun. That was actually, I don't know if that was my first one that I did as a dubbing animation. So that was really cool because you did it with like the karaoke track dubbing. So most of the animation I've done so far in Toronto has been either through Lakeside Animation, which Sonia from Toastville. I did another show called Super Meow, which just came out, I think, after 4 years ago we recorded it. It's about like a bunch of super
geez.
cats. Lana Longbeard was super fun. That was like the first time I was like, I booked a lead in a show. Like I play Lana and a couple of other characters sprinkled in here and there. But I was like, oh my God, what a dream come true. It's a funny show. It was, I believe, the first original IP of the studio, Copernicus Studio out in Halifax. And so that was really exciting because they were like, oh my God, this is like our baby. Like we need this to be good and funny. And the script was so funny and I had so much freedom to play.
Really?
And the other actors were also great. We did a lot of ensemble reads whenever
Ooh,
people were
fun.
available, which
Yeah,
Cool.
love that.
which on other animation shows I don't get to do all the time. And like video games, you're never in ensemble. So working with that team, we do a lot of ensemble reads, and such a great show, and I'm really happy to see kind of where it's going. So they first broadcasted on CBC Gem, I want to say a year and a half ago. It first started to come out on CBC Gem, and then they just got distribution for Cartoon Network, like Cartoon Network
Nice.
everywhere except the US.
Why? Why are we doing this to us?
That's weird.
It's
I
like,
mean, I get it, and I know it's different contracts, but it's just funny. It's like everywhere,
Yeah.
but not here.
20
Yeah.
minutes from Canada, I'll drive there,
There you go.
get
Yeah.
a hotel room, and watch.
Well, yeah,
Lana
you're close
Longbeard.
enough to where you could probably pick
Yeah.
up,
I
Canadian
just swap
cable
your
if you wanted
VPN
to.
and go on CBC Gem, and you can watch it.
There,
Well, that's true.
there's
Okay.
that as well.
You make it sound easy. What
So
is
what,
this show? I know I've seen the art before. Is this art from like artists that have been used before? The art looks very familiar.
I'm not sure. I might be
Okay.
the style of art
Okay.
that's similar to maybe some other shows, but yeah, it's about an 11-year-old girl, and she's on she's like on this like Viking ship with her dad and the crew, and they go on quests, and they have to save the guild, and every time they do quests, sometimes they'll get points with the guild, and who's gonna win the championship of most quests conquered.
So who do you play on the show?
I
Lana
play
Long-
Lana.
You are Lana. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't
play
want to
lead.
say. So do you play the lead, Lana? And you go, no, I'm actually the cabin boy or whatever. So I'm I'm glad to hear you're Lana. Cool. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to look for that.
Yeah, it's a really, really fun show, and I'm currently working with the same team, different production house, same team on a new kids show that hopefully will come out maybe next year.
Next 4 years or sometime.
So I've done one thing. I know Mitch has done something and has seen as well. But I know it's surreal for me. Is that first time you did an animated show and then you watched said animated show and you heard your voice come out of that animated whatever it was? How surreal was that for you?
Oh, it's still surreal. Like, every time I'll do a commercial or an any project that I do, and then I find the final, I'm just like in disbelief that I'm like, that's the one we did. I remember my first animation job I did. I was so nervous. It was a mermaid something show, and it was called Splashlings, and I played this like evil puffer fish. And then I also played another mermaid or something. But the evil pufferfish, this was a great lesson for me to say, don't do voices you can't sustain. So
The first one.
yeah,
Nice.
the first one I did. So I had a character, and it was really gruff, talking like this, like it was this like character, and I had done that for the audition, and then when they called me into the studio, I was like, oh my god, like my voice it's shifting, it's changing. I can't sustain this voice that I've auditioned with. So that was a really rude awakening for my first animation job that I got.
How did that turn out? Were you like, I can't do this, I have to change a little bit, or you just
Figured it out.
destroyed it?
I pushed through, and then I didn't talk. I was on vocal rest.
You almost gave me a spit take there. And then I didn't talk. Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah. But yeah, it's still a very surreal experience. I mean, I feel like my whole job is I'm doing this is surreal. Like I don't take myself seriously. Like I'm like we're having fun. Like I get to play for my job.
Yeah.
So
Amen.
yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. And so whenever I do see the final product of stuff come up, and it's also when I remember when Lana came out, I watched the series like I was a kid watching the show, because I could feel the love and the passion from the team that put into this project, that I was like, I want more, please make another season.
Right. For
like,
many
it's
reasons.
It's such a fun show. Yeah, for many reasons. But I was like, I felt so much of the effort and the love and the passion that was put into this project, and seeing it all come together with all the voices and all the comedy and all that stuff and the music and the sound effects. I was like, this is great.
That's how I feel now when I watch anything, especially when, say something gets like lighter reviews, not as many high qual reviews. I'm like, But these people took potentially years with this huge team passionately pouring themselves in, like, please find a shred of something you love. And then to watch it and it is good, you're like, holy crap, the culmination of that is, that's insane.
Yeah, once you're in the world of it, you have such a deeper appreciation for the entire process end to end. And then you can really like watch content with a different perspective.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of it. And then hate AI just that much more.
Yeah.
I know.
At least AI voices, and it's a little naughty out there.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, what comes around goes around, and the legislation that NAVA's, passing, and you hear it. I don't know, like you said, I mean, things are still tough, but hopefully everything we're hearing from, the industry leaders are like, all right, the people who do the casting and the people who are, it's their product and everything, or like go cheap and do AI, and they realize it's crap and they're coming back to real voices and all of that. And hopefully that trend continues, because I mean, unfortunately AI only gets better and better. So hopefully it never can replicate the true, passion and emotion that a human voice can.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking to companies using AI, there was a show I think on Amazon that they dubbed in English, but they used AI, and the fans were livid.
Mm-hmm.
And Amazon was like, okay, yeah, we're changing it, and then hired actors and put actors in, and then re-put it out.
We're so sorry. We're so sorry.
That's what I love, is that it's the fans are revolting.
Yes.
They don't want to hear regular people. The consumer doesn't want to hear AI voices, and they will turn off a show and they will not buy a product specifically because it's a non-human trying to tell them, to buy it.
Yeah, yeah. And I was going to add something to that. But AI, I really feel like it swung really hard in one direction. And I do feel like we're getting a bit of AI fatigue now. Like I'm even seeing with some with AI posters and ads and stuff like that, like people are clocking it and people are like, oh, this company is not putting the money into like hire a designer and make a poster or make an ad or whatever. It's like, if you don't have the money to do that, why am I going to buy your product? And so people are really being wise with kind of where they're putting their money. I feel they're being a bit more conscious. So I think I don't know if AI might get to a place where they could replicate like the human empathy, and that kind of sound. It is getting freakishly better by the day. But I have been seeing, this is what I was going to say. I have been seeing actually a lot of casting notices online and stuff, like a lot of the indie games that are posting where they're like, we're not using AI like in anything. Like, please, we want to make you feel safe in submitting auditions to us because we're not using AI. So it's really nice to see that kind of, language being used by a lot of, especially the indie companies, that they want to like keep everything, how it has been and not really use AI artists or AI art or generated images or anything like that, or voices.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I feel like it is more indie than, say, the big corporations are just trying to,
Yeah, it's the bottom up. But I think more and more as you start to see the dominoes will fall. And the bigger companies will start seeing what the smaller companies do, and that's that you can't replicate the quality of human work.
Well, I don't know if I'm already seeing it or I just know more actors, but it does feel like live stuff is becoming more sought after. Zillions of people at live concerts now.
Yes.
The theater, when I go see a play or a musical, filled. I haven't seen a puppet show yet, but I imagine filled. Because people like to now actually connect with humans and know that a human's doing the thing and see if maybe they'll kill it tonight, or maybe it's different than last night. I don't know. It
Well, and
seems
thankfully,
more
yeah,
important.
it has. After COVID, things bounce back, and things bounce back pretty hard. I think people realized how much they missed doing the live things, going to the Broadway or the off Broadway or the LA playhouses or the Chicago playhouses or the Dallas playhouses and all of that. And that's great. We need that, and there's no substitute for it.
Yeah, I mean, people are longing for human connection and community.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, even just like going to the movie theaters to see a movie versus just, watching it at home or anything like that. I think there is definitely an upswing in live events, live performances, just like being in the room with people and experiencing it together.
Yeah, when I laugh in a theater, it's big. I mean, because everyone's laughing. Somehow there's that, like, or if the theater's cold and I'm seeing a creepy movie, that cold, like, means more. There's too much space around me. Yeah.
Just, like, adds to the experience so much more.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I think post-COVID, like, we were so cooped up for so long. Now everyone's just like, I just want to go to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's great. So you've done it all. You've done it all.
You're the it girl.
You're the
You've done the things.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I don't think so, but thank you.
I'm gonna ask Mike's questions here. If there was something out there that you could reach for or back for, say, get back on the stage and start tap dancing. I don't know. What is the
Tap dancing
future?
puppets.
What is your ideal future, or maybe where do you see the future of you in LA looking like?
I really miss the stage. I miss performing. I did a fringe show at the Toronto Fringe Festival last year. It was a musical, and I had so much fun. And I was like, man, I miss this. I was like just singing nonsense and, making people laugh. It was a comedy, like, it was called People Suck, the musical. And so it was
My
very
kind of
funny.
show, sure.
Yeah, with all types of singing genres and all that stuff. And
Original songs?
yeah, all original. And it was really funny. And I was like, man, I really miss like live performance. In a perfect world, I'd like to kind of juggle VO, puppetry, and live performance, and then throw in a couple film and TV gigs here and there, predominantly for puppetry. I don't really need to be on camera. It's not something that I'm like striving for right now. But I would like to actually see what New York is about. I would love to kind of, once I kind of dip my feet here, see what's going on, kind of go back to the East Coast and try out New York and see what can happen there. I know they do Sesame Street out there too, and I was like, go there.
It's destiny, I feel like, if that's your next stop.
You're a performing nomad. I love that.
Yeah, kind of. And I mean, what's great is that, I mean, I as much as it was a bit of a pain to put this up, I can put it up and take it down whenever I need to.
For sure.
Yeah, take out the PVC pipes.
Yeah, that's the beauty of connections. You just unconnect them, fold it up, and let's go.
I thought you were talking about people for some reason. Like, it's a bit of connections.
I mean, you could technically just, disconnect.
That's it. But yeah, I think I would like to get back to. I did so much like just VO over the pandemic because all the theaters were closed.
Right.
And live performances were just so few and far between. And all the actors were so desperate to get that work that all the high caliber actors were getting booked, and then all the people that were trying to get in or trying to get back into it, they were like, there's no work right now. And so I would like to get to a place where I'm doing more stage shows and being creative in that way, because it's a really cathartic outlet.
Yeah.
Instead of like being in the booth all day, can be isolating, can feel like lonely. I mean, I have my dog, I have my roommates, but like it can definitely feel like
for sure.
like, is there movement? Sometimes you feel like it's a bit you're kind of stuck in neutral when you don't have that community to bounce off of.
I definitely feel that.
Very much so. Well, I for one hope that you get to do all the things, that you get to experience that, get back into stage, keep doing VO, do the puppetry, just you're at that stage in life. You have that freedom of being able to go after all that stuff. So for those of us that don't have that freedom and that cannot, please go get it all
for us.
Go get it all and let us live vicariously through you.
Thank you. I will try.
Yeah, I can't wait for the email. Like, I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Sesame Street.
Yeah, we want to keep up with you, and so yeah, definitely be like, hey, I got the gig. I'm in.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I'm in the
You'll be back.
Jim Henson company revival of whatever. We're doing
Hey.
Labyrinth 2.
Oh my God.
Then, I don't think movies need remakes generally, but I'm so interested to see what that looks like.
I am
Yeah,
one.
right?
I love those speculative things where we need more. We need more Muppet Treasure Island and Muppet Christmas Carol, where there's one live person and a bunch of Muppets. So I am all for remaking, Top Gun and remaking, Turner and Hooch. And I don't care anything with one human and a bunch of puppets. I just want to see every good movie remade that way, except maybe Schindler's List. That would be
agree.
weird.
Nope, we're doing it.
That would
Not
be
comedy.
great.
Get on it.
Yeah. Wow. Let's start. Let's start today.
Yeah.
How do we do
Yeah.
All
that?
right, we'll write it. Hey, when we get it all down, we're going to contact you because you'll be our puppet person.
Perfect. And I know builders, we can make some great stuff.
Amazing. Let's do it.
Well, I'm itchy. That's all I
man.
have to say.
Just gross.
I mean, I want to act, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I actually meant.
Yeah, he's itching to act. We all
yeah.
know this, but I
kinda
still
wish-
like to give him grief about it.
Yeah, I kind of wish we had puppets, but we'll talk about it later. Mike,
Yeah.
can you just pause?
I
Can
will
you just
do that.
pause
I
for a
will
moment?
pause right
a moment
now.
of silence.
Oh, we have a special one for you now. Mitch, you wanna lead us into this thing?
Yes. A flower meadow. A butterfly lounges on a daisy like it's a luxury resort. A bee buzzes in frantic circles, carrying far too much pollen. A mosquito arrives wearing the confidence of someone who absolutely shouldn't.
Move, move, move! Important pollination traffic coming through.
Yes, another corporate employee spinning towards burnout.
I don't have burnout. I have purpose.
You have eye twitching.
Hey, guys. Great. Same reaction every meadow.
What are you doing here?
Networking.
With whom?
Nature.
Nature filed a complaint.
That's unfair. I'm an insect too.
You're the mosquito.
That's just branding.
Your brand is Tiny Flying Syringe.
I also drink flower nectar.
Between your other hobbies.
Everyone keeps focusing on the blood thing.
Well, it is admittedly memorable.
You know, males don't even drink blood.
Really?
Nope. Still?
You know, the family name, it has baggage.
Ah, look at this. Covered again. I'm basically wearing flower glitter.
It complements your anxiety.
Every flower I visit gets pollen moved to another flower. Fruit, vegetables, seeds, entire ecosystems. I am a tiny agricultural miracle with wings.
Beautiful speech.
Thank you.
Needs more metaphors.
It needs fewer interruptions.
My approach is more subtle. I float. I drift. I inspire flowers to believe in themselves.
You accidentally brush pollen.
Elegantly.
Accidentally.
Elegantly, accidentally.
Well, I pollinate too.
Go on.
Some flowers, okay. Certain species, I stop for nectar. Pollen sticks, I move it around.
That's actually
What?
See?
I hate that you're technically making good.
Well, I'll take technically.
Okay, consider this meadow. Without pollinators. No berries, no pumpkins, no wildflowers, no seeds dancing on the breeze. Just leaves, looking awkward.
Mm-mm. Pollination keeps plant populations healthy. Healthy plants feed animals. Animals spread seeds. The whole system connects.
And then everyone notices me and starts clapping.
No.
No, they want to swat you.
Well, worth asking.
Wait. Where did all the flowers go?
That's unsettling.
Did we miss a memo?
If the flowers disappear, then we disappear.
Along with the countless plants.
Then animals lose food.
Crops shrink.
Entire habitats change.
Well, that's incredibly inconvenient.
That's your takeaway from this?
Well, I had the whole week planned.
He's trying.
I am! Listen. Maybe we're all annoying in our own unique way.
That's actually extremely true.
But maybe ecosystems don't care who's glamorous.
Or overworked.
Or universally disliked.
Exactly! Wait, was that aimed at...
Yes.
Yes.
Fine. Now, who's ready to save the memo? But the meadow...
Already started.
And I shall provide the inspirational flying.
I'll stick to nectar today.
Let's not make promises you can't keep, mosquito.
Well, I want to write that one.
Cute in a weird way.
Yes. I want
All
a
right.
duet. I want that. We're going to
You
make
want that to be
one.
animated?
I want to make that one animated.
That's the goal, is like to make all of these ChatGPT things animated. But then it
Yeah.
would be giving AI, I don't know.
No.
But we had
We
fun
pay.
with you, Liana. Hopefully you had fun.
Yes, I had so much fun. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Well, that's goodbye. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm just
like that.
And just
We'll
like
keep-
that, it's done.
I'm
And there we
happy
go. That's
that-
the most awkward of
Oh.
awkward goodbyes we've ever had.
Wait.
Just cutting her off.
No,
saying,
I want-
see you later.
No,
Listen, we had-
wait.
We had to bookend it. We started awkward, we end awkward, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just what we do. I really do want to say that sometimes when you meet your heroes, they do turn out.
Aww.
Gotcha.
Aw.
Gotcha. Oh, okay, that's it.
All
Now we
right.
can go.
Now Liana can just go blush.
I'm just going to go blush in the corner. Goodbye. All right. Well, thanks, guys. This
Later.
was great.
Yep.
Okay.
All right then.
All
See ya.
right.
Go.